The person we have the opportunity to interview today has been making daily highlight videos for over a year now. I am talking about Behemeth's OSRS highlights. Behemeth has over 62,000 subscribers with over 20 million views. We got the chance to talk to him about what made him start his channel, the donation process when giving back to streamers, his Golden Gnome nomination, and much more. If you do not know who Behemeth is and would like to enjoy daily highlight videos, all of his links will be down in the description, and while you're down there, might as well leave a like and subscribe to say you were with my channel before 1,000 subscribers. Behemeth has also kindly offered to answer any questions that I did not ask here down in the comments, so make sure to go leave a comment. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the interview. So I want to start out by asking, how long have you been playing RuneScape and what made you get into it?
So I was started from the what was the website, like Miniclip website? What was that?
Yep, Miniclip.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was just play that at school, and then saw RuneScape and played that one day at home. Played for a fair while as a kid, and then as the game changed and I started going to uni and that type of thing, just quit. And then would always sort of come back a little bit and check out how it's going, what the updates were when it was turned into RuneScape 3. Just check it in every, maybe every year I'd jump on for a week or so and check it out and then jump off. And then I started seeing all these YouTubers making videos, but the game they were playing was different to the one I was playing. I was like, what are they playing? This looks like what I used to play. And then I figured out it was old school. I couldn't really at first I couldn't really figure it out. It wasn't something that was telling me, oh, they're playing the old school version. I was on the website where are they going? Eventually figured it out and jumped on, and I was started an account, and that was probably about 4 years ago maybe. I started old school, and then pretty busy now. I only play maybe between 5 and 10 hours a week now.
What made you start putting together OSRS highlight videos?
So I was streaming before that. I wasn't huge, but I got partnered and all of that on Twitch. I was doing that. I still work full time, and I worked full time when I was doing that, but I was doing it for say 3 or 4 hours almost every day after work. I'd get home and do it. And that was going really well and doing that. But then I've got 2 kids now, so I had a kid, and just the time factor of streaming 4 hours every night. It was sometimes even more. And you can't just take breaks when you're streaming. Stop, come back to it. It just got too much for the family. So I was even though it was really good money and it was going really well, I was just oh, I need to stop this. And it kind of stopped it, but then I kind of had too much time on my hands. So I was oh, I'm looking for something else to do, so another little project. And as a streamer, I always loved when my clips would get shown on the highlight channels. I used to love when they'd get shown and they'd get more viewers coming in, being oh, I've seen you in that. So I was and I always wished that I never understood why those channels never just did a permission channel. They were just always ones that would take the clips without asking. I was why doesn't anyone do that? And then saw a hole in the category where no one was there was no real channel doing it. The other ones got copyright strikes and pretty much threatened to shut down, that type of stuff. I was well, I kind of knew a fair few of the streamers from when I was doing the streaming and hosting them and sort of being in the community. So I knew a fair few of them, just if they knew my name at least, or I talked to a few. So I was well, why don't I'll start one up. So I started messaging all of them. They're oh yeah, sure, go for it. Didn't think much of it. And then it just grew and grew and grew. And then, now it's where it is today.
So how do you choose which streamers make it into the highlight videos?
Well, it's tricky. So I get sent, I get a bunch of messages every single day. I wake up to so many messages, maybe sometimes 30, 40 messages, sometimes only 10 to 20 different people. But get stacks of messages. So I just sort through them and kind of just got to make a judgment what I think most people want to see. Sometimes it's tricky because you put a clip in and some people will hate it, but other people will want to see it. So it's pretty wide demographic. So I'll chuck in a clip. I was going to think, well, at least a majority want to see that, and if I think they will, I just chuck it in. Yeah.
Let's pretend for a second that I am a new viewer to your channel and may think that you just use other people's clips without permission or making money off of it. What would you say to that kind of people? Because I'm sure you ran into that issue before.
Yeah, I generally do like say in the intro, like permission only channel. Like everyone's like, some people are like, yeah, stop talking in your intro. Like we get it, we get your permission only channel, all of that. But there's people who be like, oh, you're making so much money, but um, for so long, like I do a video every day, so it's like people also say like, oh, the other creators like they're putting in a lot more work, which they're doing a lot more like playing the game a lot more and putting in the hours playing the game. But if you look down at like the actual editing or making of the videos, it's probably fairly similar. Say last year I made like over 300 videos, so like doing a video every day, like yeah, they're a lot quicker than a regular video, but it's doing like just the like quantity, like it's just so many hours of so many videos. So I am putting in the work, but a lot of people think the channel was monetized forever as well, which the channel just recently has been monetized like by YouTube, but they've done it before and then they take it away because it's not all highlight channels can get monetized based on their rules and guidelines. So probably about 3 months ago, it got monetized for a couple of weeks, and then they took it away, and then just recently it's been monetized again. So loving that at the moment. So hopefully that sticks around, like because if you put a bit of editing in and a little bit of this and that, they'll say, yeah, it's fair enough. We'll leave it monetized. So hopefully that's where we're at now, but we'll have to wait and see.
One thing that I didn't know, a buddy actually told me, is like you actually give the money you make back to the streamers. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So there was at the start of the year in the channel, like maybe around the start of like the last year to the middle of last year, there was a couple of videos where I was doing, or just doing some clips in some of the videos where I was giving out some money. There's no real set amount. Sometimes I probably should do more, but I was doing like competitions where that's where everyone started saying Behemeth when they get drops, because I was saying, oh, if you get a pet, if you say Behemeth before you get a drop, you'll win the competition. I'll donate whatever it was, the money out. And then other ones is just videos of me going around donating out to the streamers. It's just completely random. I just go onto Twitch, browse, and just go through the channel, and I just go through the section, the OSRS section, and see who's live. Have I been using their clips a lot lately? And then just either do it like a little game and make them do something like, I don't know, for example, once Alfie, I was like, oh, however many times you can alk in a random amount of time is how many dollars I'll donate to you, and just do like random little things like that for a video, or just go out and donate it to them. But yeah, I just thought, I'm putting it all together and doing it all, but without them, like it's not, it doesn't happen. So thanks, like it's like a thanks for letting me use your clips. And here's some random money. And like some streams I've been using for the whole year plus and haven't donated any back just because haven't been on them when I've been doing it, or like if you added up how many streams I've actually used, it would be like over 1,000, like well over 1,000 different streamers who I've used in the channel over the year.
Have you ever considered or would like to start creating your own content of playing RuneScape?
So it'd be like I wouldn't be able to do both. So it's like, because I work full time, so I went to university. I don't say publicly what my job is, but I went to university for 4 years, got my career in, and YouTube. Like I got a family and a mortgage. You know what I mean, man? Like to have like a stable job. And I know like this is not saying YouTube's not a real job and that, but with a highlight channel, like the channel is not always monetized. This happens. It's a risk to do that. And my job I do is every day of the week is like my dream job. I would never quit it. I'll do it forever until I retire. And then this is just my like fun little like passion on the side of that, which I really enjoy and love doing. So if I was to make my own content, it would just be like when, like what time. Like I got a Pretty Boss hardcore, which is what I predominantly streamed. But yeah, I log on to that, like I said, like 5 to 10 hours a week. So like it's just a time thing. If I had heaps of time, I'd maybe start progressing that or start other things, and I could happily do that. But it would either be do the daily highlights or do that, and the highlights are going so well, it would just be silly to change over.
So everybody I have on for an interview, I always ask them the same question. What advice would you give to new and aspiring content creators? I'm very interested of what you have to say.
So my first thing is, like when I started streaming, it's like you kind of worried like, oh, is my audio good enough, or is my banner good enough? Is this like just get started? I feel like that's the half of the battle, is like just do it, rather than going, oh, planning this and thinking about that. Like it's good to plan and do it, but as soon as you get started, that's when the ball starts rolling. Like most people will think about ideas and want to get all this so perfect and that. But I found with the streaming and that, it's just like as soon as I started, just like almost like just jump in the deep end and go for it. And then I think that's the best way to do it. Like with this channel, the highlight channel, it was like a bit nerve wracking at first because I had no idea how the channel would go, and I had to go around and ask all these streamers like, do you mind if I do this? Do you mind if I use your clips? And like for the first few videos, I was like asking all these streamers, and they're like, well, like, there was no channel at all. It was like as soon as I sent that first message, then I was like, all right, send it to everyone, send. Got some replies, chuck their clips in, and then. So I guess my advice would be just go for it, just do it and see what happens. Like if a motivational quote I've heard from, like say I watch motivational videos or something like that. It's like if you just throw a dart at a dartboard, like you might hit the bullseye, you might hit somewhere else. And if you try enough times, you're eventually going to hit it. So say you want a successful business, successful life, whatever, just go for it. You might miss. Okay. Oh, you have another idea. Go for it. Might miss. If you keep throwing the dart, you're going to hit the bullseye sooner or later.
My next question to you is, have you been nominated for any Golden Gnomes or any other awards?
Yeah, so when they first announced it, I was like, oh, like I didn't say to people vote for me. I was kind of like, yeah, this is a bit of a tricky one. Like I was the fastest like for new YouTuber, but I was like, it was like didn't say like content creators, like video maker, and I was like, well, I'm like I do kind of fit the category, but I was like I said to my viewers like, oh, I don't know about this one, and they were pretty much on my side, like yeah, like you don't make the content, like, and I was like, oh, the people who are like making the content, like they're coming up with creative ideas, doing that, like they deserve it more than me. I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I don't know about this one, and then enough people voted for me to be nominated, and I got nominated, and I was like, that was cool. I like part of me like did want to get nominated, but I was like, I never want to actually win it. Like that would be so unfair. But like just to be nominated, get my name out there a bit more was kind of cool. But then as soon as that happened, I was like, told everyone like, no, like just go vote for someone else. Let's not give this to me. Like I don't want to actually win it. But thanks for everyone who nominated me, like voted for me to get nominated. But yeah, I definitely like don't think it would be deserved. So I think everyone respected that a whole bunch as well. When I was like, no, like I wasn't pushing to vote. I was like, no, please don't. Like telling them the opposite, don't vote for me. And there was still a few that were like, oh, I voted for you. I'm like, okay, but like it was good that 9 Rain won. I thought him or Poison Potion definitely deserved it. Pulverize was awesome as well, but he was a super new channel at the time.
My last question to you is, how did the name Behemeth come to be?
Yeah, a few people ask that, and they're like, is it Behemeth? Like, they think I'm like, when I used to stream. So my Twitch that I got partnered on is Behe_meth. Like people are like, you a meth addict? Like, because I like kind of like crazy on stream and stuff. Yeah, so it all came from like when I was going to the gym with my buddies back when we were like teenagers. So my name's Ethan, is my first name, ETHAN. So my friends would sometimes call me Eth, ETH. And then one day we were just sort of like someone said like, oh, it's a behemoth. And I was like, oh, Behemeth, like, because my name's Ethan, like, terrible pun. So, and then they kind of laughed, and they sometimes, like, when I would hang out with them, they'd call me Behemeth just as a joke. And then when I started RuneScape, Behemeth was taken, so I had to make it like Behe-meth, which is what my Discord is, Behe-meth. So that was my Twitch to match my RSN, because Behemeth was taken as well. So it just became that because my first name and like a name my friends would sometimes call me. Then it's just been every like game I've played has been Behemeth, but yeah, everyone thinks it's like I'm like a meth addict because it's like Behemeth, but it was just because the Behemoth was taken on RuneScape and it still is. So, yeah, I wish I could get the Behemoth without anything, but I've added him for ages, never logs on, no one knows. So.
And just like that, we got an inside look from Behemeth. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. Give me suggestions on who I should interview next. I'm always looking for suggestions. Also, leave a comment for Behemeth if your question about him was not answered in this video. Anyways, my name is Snack Food, and I'll see you later. Peace.